Today we're talking about how you can trigger the YouTube algorithm so that it starts suggesting your videos to more people and basically gives you free marketing that gets you more views, subscribers, and grows your channel. So this is actually part 1 of a 5-part series that I'm doing called Triggering the Algorithm. And if you want to see the rest of the videos in this series, I'll put a link down below in the description to the playlist that has all 5 videos in this series. Guys, if you're new here to this channel, my name is Jevin Dovey. I do filmmaking tutorials, product reviews. I also do a lot of YouTube training. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on those bell notifications so you don't miss one of these tutorials. So if you've been trying to grow your YouTube channel, then there is a lot of talk around how to basically optimize your videos so that it shows up in search results. Search optimization is one way that you can get your videos seen by more people, because if you've optimized your video properly, then what happens is when someone types in a search, then your video is going to pop up at the top of those search results. That is one way on how you get more views into your videos. Now, the second way that you can get traffic to your videos is by suggested videos. And what that is basically YouTube recommending your content for other viewers to watch. And there's 4 places that YouTube is suggesting your content. The first is on the right side, that is your sidebar. The second is after a video finishes, YouTube is gonna automatically make another video play. The third place is when you're in the app, when you're on your phone. When you scroll down, you'll have suggested videos. And then the fourth way that YouTube suggests your content is on the home screen. And so 70% of all the views that come on YouTube as a whole, as the entire platform, 70% of those views are coming from YouTube suggesting content. So your goal as a creator is to get YouTube to suggest your videos as part of that 70%. And at its core, the way that you get YouTube to suggest your content to other people is to have content that YouTube sees as content that people are watching, consuming more of, and staying on the platform longer. That is the ultimate goal of YouTube as a company, is to get people to binge watch content, stay on the platform longer, and keep watching video after video after video. So if your video is helping to keep people on the platform and keep people watching, then YouTube is going to suggest your content. They're gonna take that video and serve that to more people. Now, it sounds simple, but it definitely is not as easy as it sounds, especially for smaller creators. Now, bigger channels do have the upper hand when it comes to suggested video, because more likely these channels have been around for a little bit longer, and these channels get more momentum right out of the gate. So my aim with this video in going through how this works is to help you as a creator, whether you're a big channel or a small channel, get into that suggested content. And the beauty of getting into suggested content is that if one video starts getting suggested, then other videos on your channel will start getting run off from that, and people will start watching more of your content. So it starts to snowball. And the key is to get one of your videos to become a suggested video, and then another video, and then another video. And as that happens, as the snowball starts rolling into a giant snow boulder, that's when your channel will start taking off and you'll start seeing subscribers, views, and all that coming in. So the key for any channel to get into suggested content is to have 1, high velocity, and 2, high watch time. Now let's break down both of these so you understand what each one is. So view velocity is basically momentum. How many views per hour, how many views per minute is your video getting? The more velocity that you have, the more momentum that you have, the more that's telling the YouTube algorithm that people are really interested in this video, so I need to pay attention to this, and I need to start testing and serving this up to more people. So a tool that I use to see the velocity of my videos is vidIQ, and I'm sure you've heard about this on other people's channels. It's a Chrome extension. You don't have to go out there and purchase this extension, but it is there, and there's a free trial so you guys can check it out and play with it on your channel. But I like to look at my velocity using vidIQ. And the reason is I can go into a video and see how many views per hour a video is getting. Some of my videos have 5 to 6 views per hour, whereas other ones have 40 to 50 views per hour. And a lot of these videos are older, so what that means is that they are ranking in search results, or YouTube is suggesting these to more people. You'll also see a high velocity when you first launch a video, and the reason for that is your video is new. People are interested in this video that you put out because it's a new video. So that's gonna instantly trigger high velocity right out of the gate. Now, when it comes to watch time, basically your watch time metric comes from your views multiplied by your audience retention. So you might say, why is watch time so important? Well, I found this article by digging through some of the YouTube blogs, and it talks about what watch time is and why they effectively changed the algorithm to focus more on watch time. This is actually an older article, but it really is telling of what YouTube is doing with watch time. Today's topic, why we surface videos that drive watch time. We have made changes to the YouTube to encourage people to spend more time watching, interacting, and sharing with the community. To support this, we've updated how viewers find videos to watch via search and suggested videos. These changes better surface videos that viewers actually watch over those that they click on and then abandon. The best thing creators can do to be successful on YouTube is make videos that people want to watch. Simple. Even though this article is from 2012, it still is relevant to how the algorithm works. Basically, if your video is getting a ton of views, velocity, people are staying through the entirety of your video, your audience retention, then what that is telling YouTube is that this video not only drives traffic, but it keeps people on watching longer. So I'm gonna send this video out to more people because this video obviously keeps people on the platform. Now I have some tips for you on how to get a higher velocity, especially for newer creators. Now, like I was saying earlier, bigger channels have a little bit of advantage when it comes to this because if you have more subscribers, that means more notifications are going out at the time of upload, which causes a higher velocity because if your channel is engaged with your content, more people are gonna click on that and wanna watch it. And then what happens, that's telling YouTube that, well, I'm gonna start serving this out to more people. And if you're making good content, if you're making content that your subscribers actually want to watch, they care about, they're staying for the duration of your video, then that's just going to propel your video even further in the YouTube suggested algorithm. Now, for small creators or for people that aren't getting into suggestion a lot, there are a few things that you can do to help boost your video right out of the gate so you get that higher velocity. Now, number one is just make sure that your following is actively engaged. If you're going through and doing like sub for sub, buying subscribers, or just like trying to do videos that are all over the place, then you're not gonna get a high velocity out of the gate because your subscribers aren't actually gonna watch your content. So this goes back to everything that I've talked about when it comes to building your YouTube channel is you need to build a highly engaged following, people that actually care about the content that you're creating. And if you want to see a series on how to get your first 1,000 subscribers, I put together a series of videos with Nick Nimmin, and it's all about not only how to grow your following, but the things that you need to think about when you're growing a following. And one of those key things is having a specific niche, because if you have a specific target audience, a niche, one thing that you're creating, well then when you release a new video as a small creator, more people are going to watch that video. Whereas if you have your channel split in all these different ways, then a very small percentage of those people are actually going to watch your video, which ends up in a low velocity, which means that you're not going to get suggested videos. So understanding that your niche is important, your channel is important, your content is important, and that's why I always say dial that in first before you try and grow your channel, because it's more important that you figure out what content you're creating and create good content, then work on how to grow your channel. The second way that you can get more traffic to your video right out of the gate is by external traffic. So if you're part of groups, share your video with these groups. So if you're in like a specific community, say you're in the drone community, well, find groups around the web that allow you to share your content. And when you put out a video, make sure you share it in as many places as possible. What's gonna happen is if you're as part of these groups and actively engaged, and it's a place that people actually allow you to share, then your video might get a ton of traffic off of that. Now, one place to check is Reddit. If you can find a good subreddit to go into and actually post your videos, and it makes sense for the content that you're creating and the subreddit that you're posting on, and it doesn't look spammy, then what could happen is that could trigger that video to get a ton of traffic right out of the gate, especially if it starts trending on Reddit. Finding different external places to post your video will help boost your video right out of the gate. Now, the third way to get more traffic right away is having an email list. Now, this is super important, and a lot of creators aren't thinking this way, but I think it's one of the most important things that you can do for your channel, and that is build your email list. What happens is when you release a video, you can send out a mass email to everyone on your email list that goes out at the same time of your video. And so not only are you getting all your notifications going out from the people that are subscribed, but the people on your email list might miss those notifications, or they might not have the bell icon turned on. So now you're sending them an email and they're gonna be like, oh, there's a video. I'm gonna go watch this video. It's gonna result in a higher velocity out of gate, more views, and also more watch time, because there's a good chance if someone's on your email list, that means they're actually interested in the content that you're producing. So guys, make sure you turn on those bell notifications so that you don't miss videos, because that's one really important way to get people to see your videos out of the gate. Turn on those bell notifications. And that's why I always say at the beginning of my videos, turn on the bell notifications. That is one of those verbal cues that you should do to optimize your video to get more people to click the bell. And that's, the first way I was talking about by notifications. But also build an email list. Now, I'm gonna talk more about building an email list in this series on triggering the algorithm, so stay tuned, it's coming in the next few videos. Now, the fourth way to get more velocity out of the gate is to optimize your video for search. Now, something that I've noticed is that when I post a video and I've optimized it for a specific keyword, it ranks higher out of the gate on that keyword. So newer videos will be pushed higher in the search algorithm. And I think what's happening is that YouTube is actually testing that video to see how well it does for that search. And if that video is driving views and it's driving watch time, your video will continue to rank. But if it doesn't out of the gate, it's gonna keep getting pushed lower and lower in the search. And I've watched this happen with a lot of my videos. I will post a video and it will end up at one of the top slots for a search keyword. And if that video is doing well, it's gonna stay around there. But if that video is not getting as many views as my channel typically does out of the gate, I'll see that video start drifting down the search results. And that's something that I've just kind of been observing because it's interesting to see which videos stay in the search and which ones don't. So optimizing for search is super important. And I've talked about that in a lot of my other videos. I also talk about that in my course, the YouTube Growth Academy. And so it's super important that you optimize your video for search and specific keywords so that you can get that additional traffic from specific keywords that you're targeting in your videos. Now, the fifth way that you could get a lot of velocity out of the gate is a little bit different, and it's something that I'm actually testing with this series that I'm doing right now. I've done this a few times on my channel in the past, and what I call it is a content blitz. So if you're putting out videos around a specific topic and you put them out in succession, you're gonna drive more interest to your channel for that specific topic. So I've done this in the past around Christmas time. I'll put out a ton of videos on products and products that are coming out around the holidays, and that drives a lot of attention to my channel. Now, I've also done this when other products have come out. So when the Osmo Pocket came out, I put out video after video, and my channel exploded during that week because I was optimizing for the keyword Osmo Pocket, and because those videos came back to back in succession, they were getting more velocity out of the gate. So a content blitz is basically putting out videos in succession around kind of the same topic so you can build more velocity and momentum around that topic, hopefully driving your channel upwards and resulting in more views and subscribers per day after the blitz is done. Now, I'm trying this out with this video, and if you guys are interested in my results, I'll put a link to where you guys can check it out down in the description. But I'm basically doing this series on how to trigger the algorithm, putting out a video a day, 5 videos, 5 days. I'm gonna see if I can drive more momentum with this series and see what happens with that. One thing with YouTube is you just always gotta be trying new things for your channel. Once you figure out what works, try something new and see what happens. All right, guys, that's it. Make sure you head down in the description. I'll put links to everything I was talking about. And if you wanna see the next video in this series, put it right here somewhere and down below. So guys, I'll see you on the next video.